guys, so we got a good one today. Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, because they were in court this week, and I'm going to give you some of my thoughts and insights after this. So watch the clip. I will catch you on the flip.
All right, let's get into some entertainment headlines on your Friday morning. There is more developing, I should say, in the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni drama. The two actually met face to face for the first time in years in a Manhattan courtroom on Wednesday, attempting a settlement over all the "it ends with us" drama that isn't ending. Then on Thursday, Baldoni appeared back in court for a separate lawsuit against his former publicist. News Nation senior story editor Paula Froelich is here with the scoop. Paula, lots of court time for Baldoni this week. Fill us in.
Oh, yeah. Well, it should be noted, Marky, that it was court mandated that they try to fight a settlement because neither Baldoni or Lively want to settle. They are both saying, no way. Justin, for his part, is saying, I was set up. And Blake, for her part, says, no, he sexually harassed me. So they were in court yesterday for 6 whole hours.
Wow.
And nothing was accomplished. So they will be back in court fighting it out in May. Now, meanwhile, he's also suing his former publicist, Stephanie Jones, saying she violated client confidentiality. And, you know, they're back in court yesterday. Not much was achieved either there. I think it's all going to have to be hashed out in court, despite the fact that Judge Lyman has said, yeah, you guys need to sort this before it gets to me. But there you go.
I'm ready for this to come to an end, one way or
Yes.
the other.
I think they are as well.
They are
Millions
as
and
well,
millions of
no
dollars
doubt
later.
about it. Paula, have the best weekend. Happy Valentine's Day to you, my friend. And
you too.
I'll see you next week. You're the best.
You gave your little bunny squeezes for me.
I will.
A bunch of thoughts. Number one, if you are going to trial with someone you really hate, do not use the same trial consultant who tells you what color palette to wear so you both show up looking like matchy twinsies. I mean, come on. It was crazy, right? I mean, they were matchy, Justin and Blake. Both walking in, and you're like, oh my God, oh, what are you doing? Anywho, so this is not the big trial. The big trial is in May. However, the judge, Doug Lyman, was like, listen, you guys, you should probably not go to trial. You should probably try to settle this. So it was a court-mandated settlement, right? And no one wants to settle because Justin Baldoni, frankly, has nothing to lose and an entire life career bank account to salvage, as well as his production company with Jamie and Wayfair. Whereas, you know, Blake does not like to get off a soapbox, as we have all seen throughout her entire career. So I used to cover her back in the day when she was on Gossip Girl, you know, before the most recent nose job. And, oh, geez, let me tell you, the reports coming out of Gossip Girl were not nice. I mean, first of all, the way that she allegedly treated Leighton Meester, and we wrote about it, not okay, man. You know, and in a way, we kind of were like, well, you know, whatever. There's always one, right? There's always one mean girl who likes to pretend she's the girl's girl. Sarah Jessica Parker. Sorry. But, you know, that was her. No one really kept in touch with her. You'll notice the other cast members of Gossip Girl keep in touch. And no one's really calling Blake. But then again, Blake is onward and upward. You know, she kind of next. And her big next was Taylor Swift. And I guess once you're friends with Taylor, you don't really want or need anyone. However, the problem was Taylor's friends didn't like Blake. And they all told her throughout the years. And then when this all came down, they're like, yeah, we can get to Taylor later about the song canceled and all the other stuff. To be fair, I read the text that Taylor sent, and it kind of sounded like a good girlfriend standing up for her girlfriend with the information that she received. Know what I mean? A lot of people out there, we have read the evidence that's going to be presented in court. And, you know, I can't find one good thing that points back to Blake. Now, Blake is in La La Land where she's like, no. Everything he says and all the clips point back to why I was sexually harassed. I have been sexually harassed in my life. A lot of my friends have. I mean, we grew up in the 90s and worked in the early 2000s. That was just de rigueur, unfortunately. And here's the deal, sexual harassment is really hard to prove. It can't just go on the way, well, he made me feel that way. You know, if I was to sue every dude that creeped me out that I worked with, I would be living in a penthouse in the sky and be able to buy y'all all drinks, all of you. But no, that's not the way it actually works. So, you know, we shall see. There's a lot of people who are like putting money down that the case is going to get thrown out. It would be interesting. I mean, at this point, Blake's reputation is in ruins. Nobody in Hollywood really wants to work with her, which is why it was so important that she got the Producers Guild through that movie, because now she can produce and make her own movies. You know, when no one hires you, hire yourself. It's always been kind of my motto, although now, let's be honest, it's being used for weird reasons and against someone who, you know, whatever you feel about Justin Baldoni, he might give you the creeps too. But the guy deserves to have a career. He's not a bad guy. You'll notice people did not come flying out of the woodwork like a Harvey Weinstein-esque waterfall to say, me too. Nobody did. Nobody. You know, and yeah, he might have irked Jenny Slate or given her the creeps. Who cares? That is literally not against the law. If somebody thinks, oh, so-and-so gives me the creeps. Well, Justin was in court yesterday with his suit against Stephanie Jones. Now, Stephanie Jones was his former publicist when he first started doing the movies, and there's a lot of tie-ins. Her husband also worked at William Morris. She was involved with Justin, whatnot. Now, he is suing her for basically giving up info. You know, you're supposed to keep your clients close. You're supposed to not repeat what they say. A publicist is like a lawyer, okay? When your client talks to you, you do not blabby about it, all right? It is just, it's ridiculous that what he's claiming she did, all right? And he's claiming that, you know, she told everyone she helped Blake and Justin in their case and gave up all this information. He says that she was furious when Jennifer Abel, who worked for her, left, and he wanted to go with Jennifer. So Stephanie was apparently irate, claiming that Jennifer took business away from her. And, you know, Anywho, Stephanie is now trying to claim, hey, listen, someone sent me a subpoena and I was served with the subpoena. I gave up the information. There was a subpoena. However, we now know that subpoena was served anonymously through an anonymous company called Van Joan, which is owned by Ryan and Blake. And no offense, answer me this. If someone just sends you a rando subpoena and says, hey, we need your phone records, or we might sue, what do? Do you say, A, oh my God, absolutely, someone I don't know who you are, here's everything. Or do you say, B, record scratch, hold up uno secondo, I'm going to call my lawyer, because all these business people have lawyers, right? They also have insurance to cover lawyers. Well, Stephanie chose the first option. So, you know, they're also in court. It should be good. And here's the deal. Again, we have all read the lawsuitinfo.com. A lot of us have read the stuff that has come out in New Discovery. We're all making up our minds. I think you know what I mean. But it does need to play out in court. And I am here for May. I cannot wait. Let's rock.